Hi guys, it's me, Indiana Jones. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by, as well as my returning wonderful friends who have been so kind and supportive to me. It's been a difficult season for me, but just around the bend is one of the most beautiful seasons of the year, fall of course. And as we celebrate the changes of season, let's see how we can change our own home decor for the fall season with a little touch of shabby chic. So for my first DIY, I'm going to revisit these older Dollar Tree pumpkins. I love the color, and I noticed they didn't have this exact color this year, but this year they have these beautiful stems. What a difference. And so I decided, you know what, let me see if I can modify my older pumpkins to match the new pumpkins from Dollar Tree. And I'm using my heat gun. Thank you, Sandy McKenzie, for that lovely gift. And heating up the stem of the pumpkin. I'm always at a loss for words when I'm doing these voiceovers. You know, don't pay attention to me. Look at my pretty nails instead. Look at my pretty nails while I heat up the stem of this pumpkin. And then I'm going to use some tweezers, needle nose pliers. That's what they're called. Those are, man, if those were tweezers, that's some serious tweezing there. But anyway, no, these are needle nose pliers, and I'm just going to stretch that little pumpkin stem to match the new pumpkin stems, because I am that thrifty. Yes, people, it's just $1. But they didn't, you know, listen, hey, hear me out. They didn't have this exact color. You know, they had a few colors that were really pretty. They have the pink and the gray, but they don't have the cream color this year. And I don't think they had this color. They have a different green, but not this teal peacock green, which I love so much. So here I am just stretching it out and twisting it around so it matches the new pumpkins. And you just keep working with the heat gun. Now you can also use a lighter. I did try it with a lighter, and it didn't catch fire, but it took a little longer. So if you have a heat gun, this is the easiest way to do it. There you see the twisted, look at the difference. See that old one, the new one. And now all we need to do to match it up with the new pumpkins is paint it gold. I made this little like apron thing so I wouldn't mess up the beautiful velvet, and I used my, of course, folk art from Plaid. I want to paint forever. So all I'm doing is, and I could have used any metallic color, but I stayed with the gold. The other one is more of a rose gold. I could have used copper, but I said, you know, we'll mix and match some of these metallic colors. And that's pretty much it. I mean, look at what a difference it makes. Just that little bit of a modification just makes this little previous Dollar Tree pumpkin so much nicer. And now it matches the new ones. This is a collaboration that is being hosted by Ant of Decorating Ant's Place. She has been such a sweet friend to me over the year, and I can't thank her enough for asking me to be a part of this collaboration and do a little bit of shabby chic fall. For my next DIY, I am borrowing an idea that I've seen on Our Green Acres. I love Teresa, and if you haven't realized that already, I think she is the shabby chic queen, but I also love watching Becky at Kind of Shabby. So those are two wonderful shabby chic channels that I would love to introduce and promote to you. So I hope you check out their channels, but this was sort of an idea from one of their crafts. And pretty much all I'm doing is taking some burlap fabric from burlapfabric.com for all your burlap needs. Yeah. And I am stenciling it. And those parts that I missed, I just re-stencil it. No big deal. No biggie. What kind of paint am I using? Plaid, of course. I'm using some folk art paint in black. And I'm using these beautiful stencils from Amazon. You can go to my Amazon store down below. My link down below has a bunch of molds and clays and paints and a whole bunch of stuff, and stencils, of course. And there you go. All I'm doing is folding over the fabric, of course, inside out, right sides together, so that I can turn it inside out when I'm done. Let me do the bottom here. So that's the side of this little sack. I'm just making a little burlap sack for some flowers and turning it inside out. I'm going to use that little solo cup that you see there in the foreground. There we go. Stick it in there, stick some marbles down, and some styrofoam. Always have styrofoam. And of course, a little bit of moss. Because a little bit of moss makes life better. Not really, it makes a mess. Just makes a mess. But it always helps your crafts to be a little more realistic or high-end. You'll see, look at the difference. There's without moss, and now just, if I can grab the moss and get it out, there. Get the moss, just cut it, there you go. Just stick some moss in there, look at that. What a difference. And then I'm gonna poke in some of these lovely florals that I got at the Dollar Tree, of course. Clipping it with my wire cutters and just putting them in there so it looks like I bought a little bag of, I don't know, little fall florals. I like these fall florals, this coral color. It's not necessarily orange or red, but you know, the dark, you know, plum leaves and brown leaves with these coral flowers. I just thought it's just beautiful for fall. And I think it's a perfect little shabby chic addition to your fall decor this year. And tying around some, I don't know, what is that, jute twine, rope, something. But yeah, just tying around that ribbon or that rope and making it look very rustic and cottagecore or shabby chic. And there you are. Here's one more item to add to my vignette. Last but not least, I needed a pumpkin. And my Dollar Tree store hasn't been selling a lot of like the signs yet, so I couldn't find a sign, so I used this old sign that I had, sarcasm welcome. I didn't buy it for the sarcasm welcome, I bought it for the shape of it. It was, you know, one of those speech bubbles, and I cut off the speech bubble, and as you can see at the top, I just cut some what is that called, scrapbook paper. Yeah, some scrapbook paper. And now I'm using Mod Podge. Who doesn't love Mod Podge? It's the most calming thing. Mod Podging, decoupaging, whatever you want to call it. So there I am covering that sarcasm welcome, because I like wit, but I don't know if I like sarcasm. Sarcasm sometimes can be a little rough. And there I am decoupaging that little pumpkin. And to make it look more like a pumpkin, what I'm going to do is use some of that rope that I used before and make those little ridges that pumpkins have, and just make it look like more of a pumpkin. And I love this cream color. I think it's perfect for any kind of shabby chic decor. Using creams and pale pastel colors, it's perfect. And again, if it's pastel, you can still use it for fall. Now I'm using some Dollar Tree florals. I love this light lilac leaf. Tried that 1,000 times over, right? And I'm, using a stem. I'm just using a piece of branch that I found outside, and I created a little stem for my pumpkin. And now I'm adding these berries that are also sold at the Dollar Tree. But I love the colors of this, deep burgundy with the lavender is just beautiful. Now I'm just dry brushing some gold onto those ridges or that rope that I used, and also just to give it a little more of a shabby chic kind of look. And this will be added to my vignette as well. So there you go. If you can't find a pumpkin, if you find these bubble signs, you can use those bubble signs or bubble speech signs and create a little pumpkin of your own. Now let's put together my little shabby chic fall vignette. Here I'm just adding some of these very muted toned fall leaves that I had bought at 90% off last year, of course, from Hobby Lobby. That wreath that you see in the middle, I actually bought the wreath from one of those Michael's grab bags, but it didn't include the white pumpkins, so I had added the white pumpkins that I did last year, so I don't know where the video is, but yeah, just add some white pumpkins. Here I'm adding this beautiful little cage that I found at the thrift store, and adding again those muted golden toned leaves. I look terrible because I don't have any makeup on. I did this at night and I was tired, but I don't know, I had fun with it. But don't look at me. Look at that, no makeup. Oh well, I can't complain, right? So here I'm adding those muted, beautiful velvet pumpkins. I love those velvet pumpkins. And these glass pumpkins, look at that light blue and that light orange. Now recently this company Olafus reached out to me with some lighting decor, and they wanted me to incorporate some of these lights into my decor. And of course they had these fairy lights, so this was a pack of, I think it was 16 fairy light sets. And as you can see, they're incredibly bright, much brighter, much longer than the Dollar Tree ones. And I think the set cost maybe $20, I want to say. And again, for 16, that's pretty good deal, and especially since they're so much longer. You can see how bright they are. So I'll include a link to Olafus in my description below. Now, here I'm incorporating the little pumpkin I made and that little shabby chic sack of little plants. And here's another item I made, that bottle I made, that shabby chic bottle with the Olafus lights. I made that with Becky of Kinda Shabby. And of course my butterfly book. I love that butterfly book. And here's the final reveal. Enjoy. Well, what do you think? I hope this inspired you to use some muted, shabby chic tones for your fall season this year. Thank you again to Ant for inviting me to be part of this collaboration, and to all of you for stopping by. Again, I hope this inspires you, and I hope you come back for more, so please like, share, and subscribe. And as I always say, stay safe, be kind. God bless each and every one of you, and remember to live the adventure. And on behalf of my mom, te quiero mucho.